Bo. Quran burning. Well, let me start that one again. That was shit. Fuck's sake. Let me start that one again. How am I going to... What's the angle on this? Okay. Bo. So apparently, there might be some hope for the UK yet. Because the guy... This could sound really weird. The guy that was able to burn the Quran, or that did burn the Quran outside the Turkish consulate, has won his appeal.
Oh.
So... Bit of a jump there.
Justice.
There is hope for the UK. Yeah. We covered this. I can't remember when we covered it, actually, to be honest. It was like a week ago now, maybe a little bit longer. But this guy, he, for those that don't remember, just a quick whistle-stop tour of this situation. This guy fled Turkey. Pretty certain he fled Turkey. And he was a Muslim, sort of renounced Islam, from what I remember anyway, and people can correct me down below if I'm getting the story ever so slightly wrong. But basically, he staged a protest at the Turkish consulate in London by burning the Quran outside and saying, just effectively objective truths about Islam. And a guy ran up to him, effectively was like, what you doing? Why are you doing this? Blah, 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 blah. And then said, I will, I stay there. I'm going to come back. And then he came back with a knife and then began to slash this guy, threatened to kill him and stab him and did actually slash him and hurt him and do all these kind of things. So that guy got off free with nothing because that's,
well, a suspended sentence.
Yeah. Yeah. But sorry.
Just to be, I'm not trying to be pedantic for the sake of it. He did get convicted, but a suspended sentence. So not a day in prison, though. So effectively got away with it. Got away with nothing.
Yeah. No attempted murder, nothing like that. No, just effectively got off with nothing. Effectively. And this guy was actually going to be sentenced, right? Like he was found guilty. He appealed the verdict and he has now since won it. So I thought we'd take a look at this. So it wasn't the whole Free Speech Union. It was like Free Speech Campaigners. It was multiple people that sort of backed this case. They paid for his legal fees on this. So, he shouted F Islam. Again, fine. Like, should be able to do that. This is Hamit Koskin is his name. So he was found guilty earlier of a religiously aggravated public order offense for, I think the language they used was like offending Islam itself or some nonsense like that. It was so bizarre. Really, really, really bizarre. But basically, he's now successfully appealed the conviction and the judge found in his favor at the Southwark Crown Court on Friday. So he's half Kurdish, half Armenian, born in Turkey. And he lives here for that reason. He lives here because he wanted, in his own words, was to basically warn people of the dangers of Islam. That's why he's here, because he thought he could be able to do that here. And good on him. That must take some balls, to be fair, right? To renounce all of that and come here and do all of this. Like, good on him. Not that we should really have to deal with this crap, but still, I guess some kudos. Old Jenrick there, he decided to attend, trying to up his, I don't know, publicity a little bit, seemingly. Again, good on him, but seems a bit performative rather than actual conviction behind his actions. So, Robert Jenrick said he doesn't agree with what Mr. Koskin had done, but he said, I don't believe it's a crime. It's like, yeah, that's fair. Like, we can all say, I don't agree with some actions, but I don't think that they should go down for it. Like, I think that's a fair statement, and that's fine. And basically what it was is that everyone that was helping to support this case was, we don't want blasphemy here because we haven't had it since 2008 and Scotland was in 2021. We haven't had blasphemy laws for a very long time. Officially, and then also unofficially, we hadn't had it for a really, really, really long time. I mean, you could blaspheme before 2008 and nothing would happen to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really, you could say Jesus Christ on the street, someone wasn't going to string you up. It wasn't a big deal. But it isn't something that we should have, right? Like, we shouldn't have had it. We definitely shouldn't bring it back in. And it's just absurd. So his conviction originally was religiously aggravated public order offense of using disorderly behavior within the hearing or sight of a person likely to be caused harassment, alarm, or distress, motivated by hostility towards members of a religious group, namely followers of Islam, which is just absolutely, the whole thing's just absurd. So there's that. And just before I get your thoughts on this, I thought we would drop into the 5 pillars and see what they've got to say on it. 5 pillars, definitely not biased in any way.
No,
definitely not. So basically, an atheist and an Islamophobe. Not really relevant, is it, mate? To be fair, but all right. Who was fined for burning a copy of the Holy Quran. It's not holy to me. I don't care.
Right? Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, this land's holy to me. I mean, it's not, but what if it was? You're on it. We kick you off. Outside the Turkish consulate in London has won an appeal against his conviction following a right-wing backlash. No, a normal backlash.
Yeah.
So if you don't want blasphemy laws, you're right-wing now. So says 5 pillars.
Yeah.
Raising fears of future anti-Islam hate protests on British shores. That doesn't make that last sentence is so insane to me.
Yeah.
Raising fears of future anti-Islam hate protests on British shores. You don't belong here. You don't belong here.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Justice Benathan, I like how they named the judge as well, because I bet you they've done that for a reason. Whatever reason that is, I will let you guys decide down below. Muslims and followers of Islam traditionally very tolerant, very, very tolerant. They definitely don't seek personal vengeance on people. No, sir. Many Muslims find desperately upsetting and offensive, but the right to freedom of expression must include the right to express views that offend, shock, or disturb. Good on you, Mr. Justice Benathan. Good on you. There is no offense of blasphemy in our law. Burning a Quran may be an act that many Muslims find desperately upsetting and offensive. The criminal law, however, is not a mechanism that seeks to avoid people being upset. Based.
Yeah, lovely.
Even grievously upset. Good. That's not really based, is it, really? It's just common sense, but all right. The right to freedom of expression, if it is a right worth having, must include the right to express views that offend, shock, or disturb. We live in a liberal democracy. One of the precious rights that afford us is to express our own views and read, hear, and consider ideas without the state intervening to stop us doing so. The price we pay for that is having to allow others to exercise the same rights, even if that upsets, offends, or shocks us. That is a fantastic statement. It's a fantastic statement. It follows from our consideration of the evidence that the prosecution may not succeed in making us sure either that the defendant's conduct can properly be found to be disorderly, or that it was within the hearing or sight of a person likely to be caused harassment, alarm, or distress. Thereby, we therefore do not consider the later issues upon which we have been addressed, and we must allow this appeal.
Good. Nice. So, having read everything you just read there, could you go back to the last article where it said what had actually been there, what it said? Read out again what the magistrates could that, yeah.
So he was convicted in Westminster Magistrates Court of a religiously aggravated public order offence of using disorderly behaviour within the hearing or sight of a person likely to be caused harassment, alarm, or distress, motivated by hostility towards members of a religious group, namely followers of Islam.
Right. So what kind of justice system do we have where a guy can be convicted on those terms and then on appeal, what you just read out from Justice Bentham? So what is it? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Obviously, it was a travesty that he was convicted of anything in the first place. A religiously motivated public order offence. Fuck off. Fuck off. But causing harassment or alarm or distress to someone, a follower of Islam. Fuck off. Yeah, like, no, you can burn a Quran. You can burn a Quran. You should be able to burn a Quran or a Bible or a Torah if you want to. Yeah, it is a little bit in bad taste. I don't think I would do it. I don't think I would do it, even as a protest. I don't think I'd do it. But you should be allowed to. You should absolutely be allowed to, right? I don't want to. There's loads of things I personally wouldn't want to do. I think are in bad taste. But I would defend somebody else's right to the death to be able to do it. And burning a Quran is one of those things. In this country, an aggravated public order offence causing harassment, alarm, or distress to a follower of Islam. We're not in Saudi Arabia. This isn't Saudi Arabia. For fuck's sake. This is England causing distress to a Muslim. Gets you banged up. Well. Thank God that appeals judge actually stood up for the freedom of expression. Good. I wonder how long we'll get judges like that before even all appeal courts are flooded with the same judge, whatever the bullshit blasphemy judge in the original Westminster Crown Court who is convicted him in the first instance, until even appeal judges are that type of judge. How long have we got till that's the case? If nothing is done, if a government doesn't clear out our judiciary of traitors to our way of life, the judge that sent him down in the first place for harassment and alarm and distress of a religious group, right? That person's got no place being a magistrate or a judge, whoever that was. No place. And we will need a government that clears them out.
Clear them out.
Just clear them out. We've got to clear them out as well. Yeah, because this is getting ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This is England. It's not Bangladesh. It's not Pakistan. It's not Morocco. We're not in Indonesia. This is England. You can burn a book if you want it. If it's your own private property, it's just a bit of paper and ink. Yeah, you might think it's your holy Quran. We don't. I don't. It's paper and ink. Oh, well, let's not go down the rabbit hole of exactly how holy it is. The mishmash of literature that the Quran really is. Let's not go down that route.
Can't even read.
Anyway, good that he's been cleared on appeal. Yeah, I don't know what old Bobby Jenrick's there doing. Bit of virtue signaling, bit of trying to get a bit of limelight by proxy. Seems a bit gross, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We get it, Jenrick. Yeah, you're really based. Yeah. Sure you are.